If we asked if sitting in a tub of water and ice seemed appealing to you, you'd probably say no, and who could blame you? But if you battle pain, depression, anxiety, or fatigue, it might just be the right prescription. Ted Perry's live on the weather deck tonight with more.
Ben, thank you. You know, much like a sauna or steam or rigorous exercise can benefit the body, so can controlled, and I stress controlled, exposure to cold. It's called hormetic stress. And one of the ways to induce that hormetic stress is through an ice bath. So I've already poured some ice in here at the top of the show, but we're going to put a few more 10-pound bags in there. And I'm going to be taking a little dip here. And while I do take a little dip, I'm going to ask that you watch this story, and you'll get a better understanding of why more and more people are doing this. It's a late summer morning, and atop the pavilion at Milwaukee's Bradford Beach,
you have survived 100% of every bad day you've encountered.
Alan Tatone is leading a few dozen people through a yoga practice heavily infused with playful swagger.
I want to brainwash you into believing in yourself. So I'm going to hopefully show you the power of the mind here.
The transition from yoga,
okay, let's get comfortable, and let's go ahead and start round 2.
To a lesson in breath work is as natural as exhaling after inhaling.
If you can, breathe through your nose.
This is where Tatone's partner, Josh Janis, takes over.
You're going to suck in as much air as you can, expand like an umbrella your diaphragm, let that breath take your posture where it probably should go, and breathe all the air into your tailbone.
Teaching what's known as diaphragmic breathing, sometimes called the Wim Hof method, that encourages long, deep breaths in and out, and equally long periods of not breathing at all.
You may feel a little bit lightheaded. You may feel a bunch of different things. Sometimes I feel heat. Sometimes people see colors. Anxiety is so big, and depression is so big now, and how people get angry and how they interact with the world, and taking some time to think about your breath and to find peace in difficult situations, I think it's just needed.
And as their bodies fill and release copious amounts of air, everyone is pretty chill. Oh, it's about to get chillier. Check that. It's about to get cold.
4 bags right away.
Ridiculously cold. Lake Michigan is already looking autumn angry, but even it is too warm for what's needed here.
We have 6 ice baths, and we're going to have 6 people go in. The rest of us are going to support those 6 people.
And this is where those deep breathing exercises both come in handy and are put to the test.
When you get in the cold water, your only objective is to get those big belly breaths back. Keep those breaths going.
Ice bath immersion is nothing new, but it's having its day with more products being marketed for home use. Janice and Tatone are using ice immersion as the third leg of their Breathe social events.
It's like going to the gym for our minds. If we can find peace in the ice, we can find peace anywhere.
Oak Creek's Teresa Cummings and her husband Brian are recent converts to ice baths.
I am someone that doesn't like the cold. I don't get in cold waters. I don't get in cold pools. I'm always in blankets.
And yet, here she is, climbing in. I was in the tub next to hers. This is my first ice bath to ice bath interview. What do you get out of it?
For me, honestly, it's conquering fear.
Later, drier and warmer, she elaborated on why she does it.
I feel great. I feel great. It's just an amazing mood boost.
A refrain repeated every time someone popped out of the cold and into a towel.
And time. Great job, everybody.
The question is, why? And that's not easy to answer.
The literature is so scant on it.
UWM professors Kyle Ebersol and Barbara Meyer study the physiology and psychology of elite athletes. While not trying to throw cold water on a popular trend, they say the research to date hasn't fully explained the perceived benefits of popping in some ice.
Sort of that feeling of coming out, a revival, euphoric, is really important because the whole point of cold water immersion, I mean, where there is some scientific basis, is it's a shock. And it's that shock that is likely to start to trigger some of the actual objective or quantifiable outcomes that then can be coupled with some of the perceived.
There's research that suggests that people are in better moods short term when they engage in these activities.
But for how long does one need to soak?
There's a really good suggestion about trying to target 11 to 12 total minutes of deliberate exposure, but divided by 4 days.
In other words, a 2 to 3 minute dunk a few times each week could lead to a better you.
If you stick to those sort of guidelines, that might be the sweet spot for actually having good outcomes.
I am very excited to see where the research goes. I see a lot of centering, right? Like just being in the moment. And you feel like it's making a difference, do it.
Oh, I'm in the moment, all right. I'm in the moment. I've been here about 3 minutes. We need to point out a couple things. If you have any health issues whatsoever, and even if you don't, if you're interested in this, please check with your doctor, your nurse practitioner, your medical health advisor, whoever. Don't just plunge right in. Take it slow. And if you want to learn more, I recently sat down with Brian Polster and producer Sarah Smith for their podcast, Open Record, where we talked about this, how I first learned about it, and more on this group, Breathe Social, if you want. And guys, if you have any questions, I'm going to ask that you make them quick, because I'm ready to get out. My 3 minutes are done.
Oh, payback, baby. This is my moment. I got all kinds of questions. The 10 minutes worth.
Yeah.
You know, in all seriousness, describe, I guess, your pain level for that first, I would say 20, 30 seconds. On a scale from 1 to 10, how uncomfortable is it?
It's an 11. This one goes to 11 on the uncomfortable, but that's the point. That's what we're supposed to do to our bodies. We're supposed to push them a little bit. We're supposed to get warmer in a sauna. We're supposed to cool down in this. And we're supposed to get out of our comfort zone, and this is the perfect way to do it. Now, I will tell you this, though. I've now been in here about 3.5 minutes. I am entirely comfortable. The air feels great. It may not tomorrow night, as Tom just pointed out, but the air temperature is going to be warmer than the water temperature that I'm in. So I'm going to get out, and I'm going to feel like $1,000,000. Mary, there's nothing you can do from 10 to 10:30 to annoy me tonight. Nothing at all. Nothing.
Do you feel
you can even talk to me during the commercials.
Do you feel comfortable or just numb, Ted? I want to know.
I feel comfortably numb, I think, is the phrase. I think Pink Floyd used that, right?
But are you sold on this? You've tried this a few times now.
Oh, I'm a regular. Yeah, I have one of my best friends has been doing this for a while and talked me into it. And look, if you want to start with a cold shower. Turn the shower down for 30 seconds at the end of your shower. Adapt to it. You'll get a nice little rush out of it, I promise.
Yeah, I have, you know, there are better health benefits. All right.
We want to keep asking questions just to keep you in there, but our producers
that's what the podcast is for. So check out the podcast. May I be excused, please?
Sorry, Ted. There's no FOX6 sauna here.
We'll see him at 10.
Fascinating story, though.
There are a lot of benefits, yeah, definitely.
The trend is starting right now.